40,000 fleet versus about 6,000 is just
Oh, yeah.
absolutely crushing the AI in this beautiful light show.
I sometimes try and get the most amount of different colored lasers and guns just for it to be fun when I watch a battle.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the second part of the Stellaris multiplayer event. I hope you guys are doing well today. I am joined here with Izzy, and I
Hello
myself, SimasTV. We are your hosts for the second half of the second day. Let's see what's going on in the galaxy so far. There has been, from what I'm told, a lot of development, mostly wars and vassalizations, and some drastic increase in fleet power and technology. We'll be going through each of the teams one at a time and seeing where they're at. But first, of course, we have to please chat and check up on Jeff first.
That is
So
true. The
we're
most
gonna go over to
important player
Jeff.
first.
And what I find interesting is that Jeff is participating in the public goal. The public goal being that
This
they
is
are
true.
supposed to be building hyper relays to circumnavigate the galaxy. And Jeff is doing their part. Jeff has built his hyper relay and is prepared to win the game. Seeing as that was one of the major goals, as long as, you know, he does that and Jeff's secret goal, which we have no idea what Jeff's secret goal is.
That's true.
Jeff may have a secret goal. Chat, what do you think Jeff's secret goal is? Other
Winning
than
is
taking
the
over the
AI.
galaxy, right?
Winning is the AI. That's Jeff's secret goal.
Jeff has the strongest relay. Jeff is actually doing really well with his resources. For having such a small territory, Jeff has quite a huge score.
Oh my
He
goodness.
is almost in the top. In fact, he is above one of the other players. I
That's
find
true.
that a little
That
concerning.
energy income is insane.
That is a lot of energy income, and I don't think that the AI doesn't even use capacities, so he's not even getting as much as he could if he was a player empire. Oh my goodness, look at how many people that the root donut has as a vassal. They have, what is that?
Oh, I mean, I'm kind of looking at them.
5,
They've called them
6,
Rambling
7,
Junior
8.
1, Rambling Junior 2, Rambling Junior 3, 4. Hang on, how many have we got?
They have 8
6,
vassals.
5.
They are overlord to 8 different empires.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's part of their secret goal, that they have to reach a certain number of vassals.
Maybe. I can see Rambling Route number 7, but I can't see Rambling Route number 8. But I believe you that they're at 8.
Well, I don't know if all of them are actually Rambling Root juniors. Let's see here. Junior. The Forsaken. Okay, so the reason why is because there is
they've now protectorated
yeah,
the Forsaken.
they have vassalized the Forsaken as I anticipated they would, but they haven't integrated them, probably because that they'd rather keep them as a much stronger
yes.
vassal. They are actually considered a protectorate, so they are so overwhelming by comparison. They're not even considered a vassal yet. Let's see if the Fate is Our Own is currently vassalized by someone. They are not. They are currently on their own. They are not vassalized by anyone.
They've been independent. They're quite near to Eternal.
And they're not in a defensive pact either. So it could be that if they take Our Fate is Our Own, then the Transport Guild will have a easy access to the other side of the galaxy via that natural wormhole and threaten the sovereignty of several other
whoever
empires.
They want at that point, really.
Yes, it would threaten the Eternal and the Bobbing Around Empire, since they would both border each side. And the Fate is Our Own is doing fairly well with the
they've got a lot of space.
Relays.
I was looking at them earlier, and they've got a large amount of galaxy to themselves. But yeah, I was going to ask, do you know, because I don't think I've ever done it, the end of the Zeroni, what that gives you? Because currently the Undecided Dwellers is doing their Zeroni chain, and they found the homeworld.
I can't quite remember what the reward was, other than the fact that you gain 0 income.
Yes.
It's been so long since I played the psionic type of empire.
Yeah. Because it looks like they've got 7 on the homeworld already, so they've already getting 7 per month 0. So I'm just trying to remember. I don't think I've ever done the end of that chain before. Oh, the Eternal have finished their war. Let's see what happened. What happened? Did they win that as their... They were going for the... Yes, they've won it. They've won it.
I would think that they did.
Yeah, the past manufacturing, I think it was called.
Yeah, they are losing a lot of Federation experience since they have now brought them into the fold.
Yep. Because that one was the one where he was trying to subsidiarize them, I think, wasn't it? I got lost because there were 3 different wars. I was trying to remember which one was which. But yes, I'm pretty sure that was the subsidiary war.
So I wonder why they went after them versus any other neighbors. They could have gone after quite a few.
They do neighbor the Triple H, which is already their subsidiary, so that could be part of it.
That's true.
Actually, it looks like it completely broke. If you look up the Triple H, it's in 3 pieces, and the past manufacturing is inside it. Do you reckon they might have had a rebellion of some kind?
It's very possible, seeing as currently looking at the Triple H, I'm looking at their planets, and they have major stability problems. They are having slave radicalizations on their planets. And massive stability problems on their other worlds. I don't know why they're having such a stability problem.
So I would wager that the past manufacturing was originally part of Triple H. And it's just...
it may have been.
Broken free, so they had to go to war to get those places back into their territory.
Let's see here. We could find out what exactly is causing these people's happiness problems. Low faction approval, recently conquered, decent conditions, chattel slavery. They must have either taken this over from a sub-civilization. That probably is what actually happened. And this used to be a primitive world? No.
Well, it's a large space.
Because there's no icon here for that. I'm not sure, but the Triple H is having quite a few problems. They're having a bad day. Yeah, they've been bisected by another empire, which is likely. Yeah, it is likely.
I would imagine it was a rebel.
A rebellion, which is interesting because this is now the second event that they have had a rebellion. They had another rebellion back in the Nemesis event, and now they're having another rebellion in this event. I wonder if they were predestined to have these problems.
Maybe their policies are just not right. They need to sort that out. That is quite interesting, though. Let's have a look. I'm just checking in on the other wars. We've got the Donut War. Donut War seems to be going well for their subjugation war. They only have 5% war exhaustion versus the 18 on the Undying. And let's see what... They've just got... That's such a weird snake line. I don't know if you've seen it on the Undying, where it's just 1-to-1-to-1-to-1 hyperlane.
You know, I'm wondering if the Transport Guild is going to try to convince the Eternals to join them on their side of the vote for something in return.
Does the maths work out? Would it work?
If the Eternals did swap sides, it would definitely make the vote in favor of the Transport Guild. That's true. As long as they stay on that side, I don't think it's going to pass. Even if all the other undecided empires vote for the Transport Guild, I don't think that it's enough. So what the Transport Guild is going to have to do is one of two things. They either have to enact a mini crisis to force the AI to want to vote for it, or they're going to try to purchase favors from all the other empires and then call them in. But they don't have a whole lot of time to do that, nor do they have a lot of resources to pull it off.
And also, if you want to declare a mini crisis, you have to still do that through the galactic community, wouldn't you? So you'd have to wait for this to fail first, wouldn't you?
That's true. You could do it that way, where you can declare another empire crisis, or they could activate one. Either they could hope that one will activate on its own, or they could try
Mhm.
to force activate one, which
Oh, you
is
mean like
the
purposefully
L
opening the
gate.
L gates and things like that? Yeah, yeah,
Correct.
I'm with
Yes.
you. Yeah.
But they don't even. I don't even think that they have a single L gate completed. They have no L gates completed. So
Well,
that
that rules that out.
I don't think that they're gonna pass. I
It
don't think
would-
it's gonna pass.
Unless they can come to an agreement with Eternal, but unless Eternal and Transport Guild are directly opposed because they both want to become the custodian, that's the only thing.
I find it interesting that the Donuts and the Second Chance are currently voting for them to become the custodian.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
especially the Donuts, since they are practically rivals at this point.
maybe they're not.
In fact, they
Maybe
are
we
rivals.
think that... Maybe they're
They
just
are actually
convenient rivals.
They're actually rivals. And yet they are currently voting for them. I would love if we can get like a short interview from the root donut in Iran and see why it is that they're voting for their rival to become a galactic custodian. That just seems like there's got to be some secret behind that. Then there's got to be some reason why they're doing that.
There's got to have been some negotiations between the two, I think.
There has to be. Oh, it looks like one of the undecided, the bobbing around, has voted for the in favor of the Transport Guild.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's still not enough. As long as the Eternal is against it and cannot be persuaded.
Yeah, that's almost all of the human players in support of Transport Guild. Undecided dwellers are, as predicted, undecided. On brand. But yeah,
I wonder if that's what their
player.
secret goal is, that they're not allowed to vote in anything in the galactic community because they're always undecided. Maybe.
That would be funny. I'd appreciate that.
That would be interesting.
That would be pretty funny.
I still find it so interesting that an empire with as much strength as the Root Donut has, that they're not going for the very easy megastructures it would be in their neighbor's backyard to boost their own power.
So where is this megastructure at the moment?
So the megastructure in question is in the respite system in the Priest of the Void, just to the left of the Root Donut. It is the ruined megastructure ring. Now, granted, at this late in the game, it would be very difficult to get it online, but what it still affords you is that if you can have it in your territory, it will have the chance of getting megastructure engineering that much easier. And then you could start working on other important megastructures like the Dyson Sphere or the Matter Decompressor or the Science Nexus, especially since they're really going hard for science.
Yeah, I'm wondering, because they were in a defensive pact, the Priest of the Void and the Undying. I wonder if they just went for the Undying first, and then that's their next target, maybe.
It could be. Well, yes, actually, I think that would be a good. Well, the thing is that they already had the Forsaken that was right next to them, so it would not have been too big of a leap, especially since they are. Actually, no, they're not the ones who are slingshot to the stars. They're the ones who were doing the Progenitor Hive. So it could have cost them more influence than they were willing to spend. What else would they have spent that influence on, though? There's not a ton that they could have spent it on.
They're getting +7 influence a turn.
40,000 fleet versus about 6,000 is just absolutely crushing the AI in this beautiful light show.
I sometimes try and get the most amount of different colored lasers and guns just for it to be fun when I watch a battle. I'm like, I don't have any green lasers. Let's put some of those on these ships.
Look at all those ships fall.
They're gone.
With practically no losses at all. Now, they did suffer heavy damage.
Eternal are at war again.
The Eternal is at war again?
Eternal is at war with Our Fate is Our Own. For a subsidiary war. So I'm
wondering if they're trying to take Our Fate is Our Own before the Transport Guild does.
Yeah. I wonder if both sides are aware of the
Of that wormhole?
Is it a wormhole? Yeah.
It is a wormhole.
Yeah, I know
Actually,
Transport Guild obviously are, but I don't know if Eternal are.
Looking at the Eternals viewpoint, they don't know that it's there. Unless if I'm not seeing all that they can see, which I would assume as observer I can. They don't know that Tuvandir has a... So it just might be
wandering into a trap.
Well, if they do make it a subsidiary, then that means that they need to defend it, and they don't even know that they have to defend that point. Or at least once they succeed in the war, then they will.
Yes. But maybe that's Transport Guild's ultimate plan. Is if Transport Guild know they've been trying to like take a lot of these as vassals and subsidiaries, and they're just waiting so they can jump in and start a war, because they're the two opposed parties as well in the Custodian War, aren't they?
I believe so. So I've been just made aware by chat that the Transport Guild has rolled Mega Engineering.
Ooh. Are they the first player?
I believe they are the first empire to have this. Let me quickly look through the other. Yeah, all the ones that are in contention right now, it looks like they are the only ones that has ruled Mega Engineering.
58 months is not that long in the scheme of things.
No, especially because they have a Spark of Genius and a Cyborg bonus scientists that are helping boost the technology. Also, for those of you who may be wondering in chat, another way in order to help increase the chances of the Mega Engineering to appear is the fact that since it is a Voidcraft specialty, if you have a Voidcraft specialist in your engineering slot, it will increase the chances that the Megastructure engineering will also appear. There are many different ways that you can increase the chances. First of all, there's the requirements for it to even possibly appear. And then there are other ways for you to actually increase the chances for it to appear.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't do that already, actually.
Maybe they didn't roll one.
That's also part of the problem. Nowadays you have to re-roll. Well, you have to spend Unity in order to get more scientists, and their cost is high. They have 1,400 currently for their recruitment costs. So I retract my statement. I apologize for assuming that they did not do that because they just didn't want to. Or that they didn't know. It's probably because it was just too expensive, and I don't blame them for it. Oh, except for I just find out here that they have an expertise Voidcraft that is currently named Bad Luck John that is commanding a science ship. So,
all right, yeah,
I retract my retractment.
You win that round.
They had a scientist that could have done it. Now, again, they may not have cared at this point, at this late of the game. It's even if they managed to get this completed in time, they still have to spend a significant amount of time in actually fixing or building any megastructure. Now, they do have one already, the quantum catapult, that could be fixed, and that may make them even more dangerous in the end game.
Do we know what it does when it's like fully upgraded?
I'm actually not certain. But it is already operational, not fully operational, but it is mostly operational, and it looks impressive.
You reckon it becomes more accurate? Like you don't have to guess, and
it just might.
You go in
its
there?
Range probably increases, and it might become more accurate. Oh, it's a galaxy-wide reach. Oh, that is dangerous.
Is that... It gets... Well, Mr. Freak has confirmed it gets an increase in range, so perhaps not the whole galaxy.
Okay. Well,
and it
maybe
does
if
get
it was
more
placed...
accurate.
Maybe if it was placed in the center of the galaxy, it might have a near galaxy-wide range. That is crazy.
That is
okay.
Almost.
Interesting.
Mr. Freak has also confirmed almost galaxy-wide, yeah.
Almost galaxy-wide.
Yeah. So if you're clever and place it... Well, the thing is, you don't have a choice of where to place it, do you? Because it's your...
No, it is wherever your empire spawned.
Yeah.
So since they spawned in the corner of the galaxy, they're going to be at least able to reach half the galaxy with this.
Eternals are no longer against it.
Did they vote? with 100 days left, they are undecided.
They are undecided. They've abstained.
They've also lost half of their diplomatic weight from something. They had 26,000, and now they're down to 11.7. Now,
can you
what
make
change?
that up just from envoys? You can't make that much up, surely, from envoys.
You can get a lot from envoys, but I'm wondering, let's see what their envoys are now doing. Did they recently change their envoys? They didn't. No, they're actually, no, they did not recently change except for one.
So I'd be interested in seeing.
They got bribed.
Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing exactly what changed hands or is to change hands for that to allow them to agree to it. That's got to be a.
But how do they lose all that diplomatic weight? They lost half of their diplomatic weight.
Chat was saying a lot of it was in favors, perhaps.
Oh, they had been. Okay, interesting. They had.
Does that mean they lose all those favors?
They had pulled. I mean, to be fair, they are eternal profit, and they could buy all the favors they want. Really, yeah. I wouldn't say fleet power because their fleet power is rising.
Though, do you?
No. Once you spend them,
those favors are just lost to space now.
And the favors only last. They only last for the one vote. So once they abstained, I don't think that they can change that. I mean, not with only 42 days left.
Oh no.
What happened?
Eternal's transport fleet have got caught out, I think.
Oh, where did they get caught out?
So if you go to, I think it's Walmoro.
How do you spell that?
Walmoro. Oh, they're back in. I think they've noticed it. That's fine. Basically, I think their main fleet jumped away and their transport fleet was lagging behind. And they brought in some additional enemy troops came in. But I think it's all good now. They will survive.
I'm taking a look at the Transport Guild's armies right now, and they have several stations filled with troops on their borders, but also on the border of the Donut. I feel like we'll probably see a conflict between the Donut and the Transport Guild. However, or at least I would have assumed so, but with this vote having passed, and now the Custodian has been enacted. With the Transport Guild.
So what does the Custodian allow you to do in the Galactic community? How does it actually affect it?
The Custodian gets extra powers. They get the ability to freeze votes. They get to enact specific resolutions under the Custodianship to possibly become the Emperor. They can remove the term limit for Custodianship. They can enact different measures in order to increase pirate and marauder damage or damage to them. But a lot of these come with detriments. Yeah. Now, I find some of them to be very worth it. Mostly which one was it? The Galactic Defense Force. This way you can have a galactic-wide, not militia, armada that you really don't have to pay upkeep for.
Quick question. Second Chance have just jumped to the top of the leaderboard. They've jumped, I think, Ramblin' Donut and Transport Guild.
And what do they do to do that? Let's check their policies. They're under cooperative. They're not even under supremacy. In fact, they haven't even finished the supremacy tree. They skipped finishing the supremacy tree and gone into diplomacy. That seems odd. Very odd.
They do have two. They have a protectorate and a vassal, but it just seems to. They just jumped both of them seemingly. Like they're.
They did. Where?
Power just went through the roof.
Well, their tech level has really caught up with the other players, but their score, is it because of their. Let's actually go through here. Let's exit that observer. Let's go to the situation log and go to victory. Oh, I guess I can't see it from that menu. Let's go back to second chance. And see here. Second chance's actual score isn't very high. Their tech level is equivalent with the Transport Guild, and yet they still managed to surpass them by several hundred points.
Why are they up there?
A relic? Wait. What relic do they have? The Last of the Bowl. The Bowl. I still don't know how to pronounce that. but they've had that for a while, I think. They've activated it about, I don't know, 1,000 days ago in the game. So something else had to have happened to boost them up.
Not entirely sure.
Let's see.
Rambling Roots have finished their war. They now have the Undying as a protectorate.
And they have low stability on one of their planets. What is this? Missing Offspring. Oh, it's because that they just took it from... What is it? Was that a primitive world? No. No, they must have just... They must have just taken this world recently. Low stability though. But they did win their war, and now they have yet another vassal under their control. What kind of vassalship did they choose here? It's just a protectorate. Apparently, they are too weak to be any other unique type of vassal right now. But now they have a 10-year peace with the Priest of the Void, so they can't go for that megastructure for quite some time. Not that they need to, because they themselves now have megastructure engineering as a technology that they're working on. So now we have 2 empires working towards megastructure engineering. Oh my god, what happened here? The Transport Guild is losing this battle. Wait, no, that's just a bunch of small ones.
Yeah, just a whole load of small fleets. This is a... Wow, this is insane.
Quite a graveyard forming.
Yeah, I was seeing that as well.
As the Transport Guild, with their massive transports, are just flattening their opposition.
It's just a giant mosh pit in here.
It is a mosh pit of all these tiny vessels doing their best. Unfortunately, not focusing their fire, which I wouldn't think that they could. Oh my goodness.
The Transport Guild just has battleships. Oh no, they've got a few cruisers as well. Goodness.
Ruined megastructure shipyard.
Oh,
is this?
There they go. They're all disappearing now.
They are disappearing. I wonder if they took any losses. I'm gonna see if I can read what the battle results were once this battle finishes.
There it goes.
And it won't let me. So I have no idea what they lost, but I doubt that they lost much of anything. In fact, actually, if I go to the fleet manager, unless they have an empty fleet here, which actually they do.
Do you think they're going for this ruined mega shipyard?
I think they are.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a very powerful play. Let's see. Claims? They don't have it claimed. They actually don't have it claimed.
It's not a subjugation. This was an ideology war, isn't it?
Yeah.
Impose ideology war.
Yeah, but why would they do impose ideology when they could have possibly taken this megastructure instead?
Maybe they didn't realize it at first.
Maybe. They could have been that, now they're regretting their decision.
Yeah.
For having not done that before. They may not have had the intel for it.
Oh, their subject declared war.
Oh, was their subject that did it?
That's what Chad is
okay.
suggesting.
Well, then
yeah,
I guess they didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
And to be fair, they are hurting for influence right now. So
yeah.
They wouldn't necessarily have had the influence to even claim something so far away from their own territory.